So was this a sale transaction?
It was.
Yeah.
Yes.
So somebody was trying to cover something up is what was going on there.
Maybe
Let's make the house look nice.
Maybe the owner wasn't, but the painter's like, I don't know who did the painting.
Right,
they don't
right.
have somebody on staff that can do that. And they're like, well, we're just here to paint,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that always kind of bothers me a little. So glad to hear you do that. And you said you do some interior work too, drywall kind of repairs and stuff as well.
Yep, yeah, we do full interior painting, the repairs that are needed beforehand.
Mm-hmm. So if there are water stains, or probably the bigger thing you see is people take pictures off the walls and there's little holes everywhere.
Yeah, they're all over. We can spackle those, or we can leave the nails in so you can rehang them later.
Right. You may not want to put pictures. What about where I know we did this when my kids were younger. We put the glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling. And then you go later and you peel them off. You got the little residue left. You can't just scrape that off and paint over it. That's going to flash through the paint?
Usually.
Yeah. So what do you do for that? Do you have to prime it?
Yeah, priming is a great solution.
Okay.
All
right. And anything you don't paint? Not to put you on the spot, but...
Industrial applications. There are certain types of, windows or doors or surfaces that we don't recommend painting.
Yeah. Do you paint vinyl siding?
We can, yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's the process? Any special process for doing that?
Well, vinyl siding, you want to make sure you wash it and clean it off ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
Vinyl siding can expand and contract throughout the year, so it can leave a little thin marks throughout it. So that's a little bit of a warning sign. And you got to make sure you use vinyl safe paint and colors that are not going to make it bubble or cause damage to your siding.
Sure. Well, good stuff.
So if I have white siding and I suddenly paint it black, it's gonna be temperamental. Is what you're saying?
It
that
could.
Heat, that
heat
black
sink.
is suddenly drawn in that the white maybe wasn't. Now I'm gonna see that warping possibly if it's not put on right. And
Most likely, yeah. Unless you're using a vinyl safe color, usually they err on the lighter side.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We do need to take a break, but if you have questions about painting, pretty much anything, it sounds like.
Right.
855-616-1620, the WTMJ Talk and Text line. We'd love to hear from you. It is the Fix It Show. We have 2-day painting on with us this hour on WTMJ.
Welcome to another episode of Analysis, man.
From Buck superstar Giannis.
And then I'm going to Chris at the time.
What did coach mean? What do you...
And even Green Bay QB Jordan Love. There's only one call for these conversations.
I've never been in a Lambo, and I have to, right? What is this Lambo league?
Tune in to the Thanalysis Show, presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Find it today on Apple, Spotify, and anywhere you get podcasts.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for 2-day painting. Summer is the perfect time to maintain the outside of your home. Most homeowners have peeling paint, cracked or missing caulk, even rotting wood. Letting these go into winter will increase the chance of damage that will cost you more in the future. 2-day painting offering 15% off their summer special, plus a rebate program. Get 10% back up to $1,000 in free winter interior work for whatever you spend this summer. Terms and conditions do apply. Call for details. 262-706-1135, 2daypainting.com.
Are you looking to downsize your home? Does the thought of moving out of your lifelong home with cherished memories overwhelm you? Hi, this is Jean Nemelvitz from Bruce's team. As you transition into the next stage of your life, our team is ready to take you from overwhelmed to I can do this. To start the process of downsizing and moving to the lifestyle you deserve, call us at 262-242-6177 or visit brucesteam.com.
Hi, this is Julie Coombs and Cindy Stormfisher with Stormfisher Investment Group. Are you a retiring professional worried about the direction of our economy, about making your money last? Come see what we can do for you. Let us show you how we take care of you to help you have a great retirement. We are at 262-796-8400 or stormfisher.com. See you soon.
Securities offered through Osaic Wealth, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Arbor Point Advisors, LLC, APA. Osaic Wealth and APA are separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Osaic Wealth and APA.
Hey, guys. Whoa.
Hey, Jason.
What is that?
Laura opened a portal.
I said no portals. We have same-day service calls to run.
That's what this is for.
We can send our technician through here.
Right to the doorstep of our customers' homes.
Guys, we already do same-day service 7 days a week.
Yes.
If your air conditioner breaks today, we come fix it today.
That is pretty fast.
That is.
Our same-day service, 7 days a week, is us opening a portal for our customers.
And creating a rift in
time and space. Yeah.
Practically. Everything we do is for the good of our customer.
Capital cares.
Capital cares. I mean, the portal idea is pretty cool, though.
Maybe we could do something else with it.
Let's close it. I appreciate you all caring so much about Capital customers.
We can't close it yet.
Why not?
How'd the job go, Merle?
I should have guessed.
Capital repairs your air conditioner same day, 7 days a week. Call us or go online at callcapitalcares.com.
When I finished law school, my grandpa was long retired from working in the Rapids paper mill.
Dan Krause, Army veteran and owner of Krause Estate Planning in Brookfield.
Grandma and Grandpa asked me to help them get their wills set up. This was my first experience helping people with estate planning. I loved it. I loved helping my grandparents with this. Now, 25 years later, essentially that's all we do. We help people with wills, trusts, and asset protection.
Shore up your estate plan with Krause Estate Planning in Brookfield.
The Fix-It Show with Dayton Kane and David Nason on WTMJ.
Partly cloudy, chance of afternoon showers here and there, hit and miss. High of 79 today. It is Dayton and David, 855-616-1620. That's the WTMJ Talking Text line. Get your questions in for Garrett from 2 Day Painting, on with us for the first time ever. So let's find out a little bit more about your company. How many crews do you have out in southeastern Wisconsin?
We have around 25 crews working. One cool thing that we do is we never just have a guy come for a day or a couple hours and then come back 3 days later.
They're there for 2 days?
No. I mean, we do projects of all sizes, but what we do is we cater the size of the crew to the size of the job, and we work full continuous days.
Okay.
So a lot of our jobs take longer than 2 days. We never rush a job or cut corners just to get it done quicker, but we always do the job right, but we just try to make it as convenient as possible by working those full continuous days and making sure we had the right size crew for the right size job.
Sure, and there's always a project manager on site that's in charge of everybody.
Yeah. We have a foreman on site who leads the crew, and then we have a project manager who stops by throughout the day and does quality inspections, make sure that the customer is extremely happy, can address anything on site right away if needed.
So it begs the question, if some projects take longer, why is it called 2 Day Painting?
Where'd the name
come from?
So I started the business close to 11 years ago. I actually painted houses throughout college, got a bunch of friends together, put myself through school by painting some houses. Mm-hmm. And then I graduated from Whitewater, decided I wanted to start my own business. So I actually opened up a $10,000 credit card, bought myself a 93 Plymouth minivan with a wooden ladder rack, some used ladders, door knocked my way through business, and was able to use some of the funds that we earned from some of the jobs and eventually hire more people, pay for some marketing, and I was able to grow my business.
Nice.
So we started the 2 Day concept because back when I was doing that in college, a lot of people showed frustration over the fact of how long crews take. So I'd oftentimes have a little bit larger crews on jobs to try to make it more convenient, and that's how the concept came about.
Got it. Okay. Very cool. Well, we do have a call, so let's go to Jeremy in Oconomowoc at 855-616-1620. Good morning, Jeremy. What's your question for Garrett?
Hey, good morning, Garrett and David. Hey, I have some brand new cedar posts that my wife wanted me to put up on our porch. And, it's that fresh cedar, but they, as they go online and see all these do-it-yourselfers out there, they got a really rich tone to it when they seal it. Do you have anything special other than just a clear sealant for new cedar that you recommend?
Well, I guess that depends on what color you're looking for. If you're looking to stain it a certain shade of a semi-transparent stain, or if you're looking for the natural look, or if you're looking for more of a painted look to blend in with the rest of your home.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is I'll have to have her go back to that social media site. There's a really rich cedar tone to it, and it's almost like they wiped it on versus using a brush to stain it on.
Is it possible they're using an oil? Because I know a lot of times with cedar, people oil the cedar. Is that possible?
Sure. Like with a clear, like a sealant, or like something a little bit thicker than a sealant.
A lot of times with oil-based stains, you're using more of a wiping process compared to a brushing process. Also depends on the type of wood as well sometimes, on what the best process is.
Yeah, I've refinished some teak on a sailboat, and you always oil that. You don't varnish. Well, you can varnish it, but oiling works a lot better. And rubbing it on, you just want it to be able to penetrate. You want to put it on a little thicker so it penetrates. So maybe that's the product they're using on that. On those cedar posts. You do have to keep up with that a little bit more, right, Garrett? The sun's depends on how much sun exposure it's getting.
Yeah. If it's getting go ahead.
It gets a good amount, and I'm sure you'd want something with like a UV protectant on it.
Yeah, natural wood looks beautiful, keeping it looking like that, but you do have to redo it more often, usually every 2 to 4 years on average if it has some sun exposure.
Okay. Well, hey, I appreciate it, David. I'm going to call you over for an inspection to take a look, okay?
All right. Sounds good, Jeremy. Thanks.
All right, Jeremy. Thanks for listening. 855-616-1620. That's the WTMJ Talking Text line. We're going to take another break. 2daypainting.com is where you can find them. It's a Fix-It show on WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ's John Merck here. If you're like me, your home is your happy place, and you spend a lot of time there, and this may have renewed your focus on home projects, let me tell you the company you need to work with. It's the company I trust, CertaPro Painters. Each business is independently owned and operated right here. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. They did the work in our house. Absolutely fantastic. With choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose Happy, choose CertaPro Painters. Exterior painting still getting booked for the summer. Work with CertaPro Painters.
There you are again, hesitating to make your first move to get out of bed because you know that's when the pain you feel will get worse. You don't have to keep living this way. We've developed proprietary and powerful pain treatment plans that can help alleviate your pain so you can start getting back to the more active life you used to have. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Pain Clinics. Our FDA-approved pain treatments work to aid inflammation and lubricate your joints. They're precisely administered to where your pain lives, and at $65 per injection per joint, they're far more affordable than experimental bioregenerative options. And because in almost all cases insurance covers our treatments, it makes it easier to just give it a try to see if you, like thousands of others, can move towards a pain-free life. At Rejuvenex, we can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
Who do you support?
I'm sorry?
I want to know which side you support.
Oh, we support the right.
Ah.
And the left.
What?
The front and back, too.
I don't understand.
No matter which side you sleep on, we support you. And right now, we're providing extra support.
How's that? Purchase
a new Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, or Certa Perfect Sleeper through Monday and get a strong, supportive box spring free.
Oh.
Shop an employee-free showroom and get a Beauty Sleep by Beauty Rest Elm Cove Sea Queen mattress. Others sell it for $1,799, but Hasselus has it for just $942. Check out the super low pricing on Sealy Posturepedic and Certa Perfect Sleeper too.
Wow.
Plus, free next day delivery and haul away of your old mattress.
And a free box spring?
Yes, because you deserve our full support.
Well, you got my vote.
Now through Monday at Hasselus Mattress. Open 9 to 9. Find a self-service employee-free showroom near you at hasselus.com.
One size rarely fits all. That's why at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we carry a huge selection of quality name brand jeans and pants. We're so confident we have the right brand, style, and fit for you that we'll give you a free $5 Blaine's Farm and Fleet gift card for every pair you buy. Like men's Rustler jeans, $15.99. Men's Lee Extreme Motion jeans, $34.99. And men's Wrangler 5-star jeans, just $23.99. Find your perfect pair of jeans for less at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
WTMJ's The Fix-It Show with David Nason and Dayton Kane.
Tons of county fairs going on throughout the state today, so if you didn't get your cream puff or your fried something on a stick at the state fair,
yeah,
I
think my sons were at the Dodge County Fair.
It's all over. So, Dayton and David here, 855-616-1620, the WTMJ talk and text line. 2-Day Painting on with us this hour. We have Garrett sitting in the studio. Let's go to Brenda in St. Francis. Good morning, Brenda. What's your question?
Good morning. I'd like to know your thoughts on if it's possible to paint a ceramic tile floor. It's the bathroom. There's no windows in the room. And then also there's a product that would sort of modernize the countertop. It's not exactly paint, but it's some kind of a refinish of the countertop.
That's a good question, Brenda. Thanks for calling in. I usually don't recommend painting ceramic tile floors. You can paint just about anything if you really want to, but it's probably not going to wear very well, and it may not be worth the effort to do the floor.
Yeah. And then the grout would probably, if it's not sealed, it's probably going to absorb the paint differently than the tile would. So, yeah, like you said, it could look, or maybe if you just did the border or something where you're not walking on it as much. I don't know. But if it's an old tile floor, old colors and designs, those are all coming back. It's kind of looking a little retro. But your second
how
question.
Old is old? This is,
well,
how old is old?
That's all relative.
This is probably from 2000 or something. Yeah.
Okay. No, the 70s, 60s, 70s look is coming back for some weird reason.
Your second question, though, about a countertop. What kind of countertop are you talking about?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's linoleum or something.
Laminate?
I mean, it's not a. Yeah.
Laminate.
It's not a stone.
Oh, we usually don't.
And it's a product. Of course, I saw it on the internet.
Yeah, right.
Everything on the internet works really well. You should go buy it all.
Yeah. So can you paint laminate, Garrett?
I don't usually recommend painting laminate countertops. I've seen it fail too many times. There are kits out there and solutions that you could try, but I haven't seen too many successfully last the test of time.
And I'll agree with Garrett when I've seen some inspections where usually it's a flip house where they've gone in and they're doing some work on the house and they don't want to replace the tops, but they want to change the color or something, and they've used this kit. And in some cases, not all, but by the time I'm there, it's already chipping, peeling kind of. So probably the reason maybe, Garrett, is that it's the surface is so shiny. Right, in most cases, shiny, and there's really no adhesion, no ability for adhesion.
Nowhere for it to bite. In a lot of cases.
Yeah.
All right, Brenda, thank you for the call. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend. 855-616-1620, the WTMJ Talk and Text line. We're going to go to the Breaking News Center, but before we do that, Garrett, tell people how to get in touch with you.
You can either visit us at our website at twodaypainting.com, or you can call us at 262-312-2182.
How far out if somebody does reach out to you before you get to their home for a walkthrough?
We're out about a week for an estimate.
All right. So there you have it, twodaypainting.com. They're here with us for another half hour, so get your calls and texts in. Now we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center with Eric Bilstead. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning. Thank you, sir. I-43 southbound remains shut down at Capitol Drive right now. This is just north of the city. Overnight roadwork had left the southbound stretch closed. Typically try to get those barrels removed by 7:30. We'll see. It still looks like they're working there, so traffic being diverted off. Sheboygan area looking to dry out this morning after heavy rain dumped on that area on Friday, causing some flash flooding. Some areas of Sheboygan County saw more than 3 inches of rain. We'll get to your forecast here in a second. Deadly airstrikes persist in Gaza despite optimistic talks of a possible ceasefire again. President Biden said late Friday there was hope a deal could be worked out next week. And the Brewers win again. They beat the Guardians. Brewers now lead the NL Central by 10 games. Same teams tonight right here on WTMJ. WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic. So, 43 South. They got the barrels up there, so traffic remains to be diverted off right around Capitol Drive in that stretch there. So, be mindful of that. They should have that reopened here this morning. Keep an eye on it. Rest of the stretch looking good. 94 eastbound, Highway 16 all the way into downtown is smooth sailing all the way into the city. Westbound is also clear.
Traffic is sponsored by Angela Calais and Benefit Realty.
At Benefit Realty, pay only 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission and get all the service that you should. Benefit Realty, you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Cloudy today. Late afternoon or evening showers and storms are expected. A high of 78. Tonight the rain will end. Gradual clearing. A low of 66. For your Sunday, partly cloudy, breezy. There is a slight chance for rain still tomorrow at the lakefront. High of 78. Monday looking nice, sunny, 75. Tuesday, sunny, 74. Wednesday, sunny, 75 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 69. I'm Eric Bilstead, Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:31. WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for J.D. Griffiths. It was more than a year ago that my wife and I decided we needed new garage doors. And now a year later from J.D. Griffiths, and they look brand new. Just gorgeous garage doors that enhance the look of the house. They pop. I tell you, they pop. J.D. Griffiths has been doing it for more than 70 years. And they're not just providing premier garage doors, they're also Milwaukee's detached garage builders. They do it all for you. And now J.D. Griffiths is offering you a deal. You can get $100 off a new garage door opener with the purchase of a brand new garage door from J.D. Griffiths. They'll come in, you'll get that free at-home estimate, and they'll take care of you. Here's what you do. Go to the website, jdgriffiths.com/WTMJ, or call 414-362-7222 and mention me, Eric Bilstead, and you will save some cash. Check out J.D. Griffiths and enhance the look of your home. Those garage doors, they pop. 414-362-7222, J.D. Griffiths.
Quick question. How are you feeling in 2024? You're not alone if you're feeling stressed about your investment and retirement planning. There's inflation, market volatility, global unrest, and a presidential election that's going to have a huge impact on many levels. There's a lot going on, which might lead to anxiety and planning paralysis. How about this? Take control with help from Annex Wealth Management. Build a plan that matches up with you, your family, and your investment and retirement goals. Even better, Annex does it as a fee-only fiduciary with unbiased advice. We don't sell a thing. Annex offers financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth is a great fit for most, especially when approaching retirement. For those with high net worth and complex planning challenges, consider the Annex Private Client Experience. And if you're just starting out, Annex Ignite might be the right fit. Head to AnnexWealth.com, click the Get Started button. It only takes a couple of minutes. It's time to put things in order and lower the stress and anxiety. Know the difference with a fee-only fiduciary. That's Annex Wealth Management, AnnexWealth.com. More of your questions next. It's the Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
You can find the Fix It Show podcast on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast. Dayton Kane and David Nason here with Garrett from 2 Day Painting, covering all of southeastern Wisconsin for the most part. So if you're looking for something to get painted, he's your guy. You can find him at 2daypainting.com. 855-616-1620, the WTMJ talk and text line.
We did get some texts here, so let's go to those. Good morning. We have an aluminum garage door that needs new paint. Any suggestions on what paint and what the process is?
That's a great question. Aluminum paint adheres extremely well to aluminum, and it lasts often 20 plus years. There are a lot of good products for aluminum. It requires first a very good cleaning. Make sure that there's no, rust shining through on the garage. Make sure that you have a good surface for that. And then you can put on, I usually recommend 2 coats of a product called, lot of good product options from a lot of good brands, but we really like using the Sherwin-Williams Emerald Rain Refresh product. It's a newer paint line that actually has self-cleaning technology. So when rain hits it and washes it, or you spray it with your garden hose, it'll clean off a lot of the dirt a lot easier and keep it looking fresher for longer.
You must have like a I think they call it hydrophilic additive to it. So hydrophilic makes the water beat up. On things. So as Tom Feza always used to say, and I say it a lot, clean, dry, and dull if you're going to paint. So something like this, you got to make sure it's clean, and of course dry too.
Would you sand before you do it, or just are aluminum garage doors pretty much paintable as long as they're clean?
Yeah, as long as they're clean and there's not rust, you don't need to sand.
Okay. And what about the weather stripping that goes around the door typically? Would you pull that off first and then paint behind that, or would you not paint behind those weather stripping on the sides? Asking for a friend.
It depends on the look that you want. Usually you just can paint around it, or and that's all right.
So maybe throw a tape line on that, keep it clean, paint in between there. I would imagine it would rub off if you painted behind there, because it's pretty tight against the door.
Mine were painted and it hasn't worn off. But I waited.
In behind?
I waited.
Did they pull those off when they did it?
I remember I had my whole house inside and garage sided, so they were redoing the trim.
So it was off anyway.
Everything was off and everything, the doors. I waited. I think that's something that, painting a wall, if it cures, but if you're painting cabinets or windows or something, a lot of times you got to let things dry, otherwise they stick, right?
Yeah, especially with cabinets as an example. Like, you really got to make sure that you scuff sand that pretty well. Usually, if you're a lot of times it requires a full sand depending upon the situation. So anything that has a lot of gloss or shine to it, it's better off, at least scuff sanding at a minimum.
Okay. And then we got another text, and it's just kind of not so much painting, but I guess if you're
Well, it might
painting
if you
that
have to
area.
clean it to paint, yeah.
What is the best way to clean that black stuff off our window sills between the window and the storm window? So that's really just dirt, maybe a little bit of surface mold, if you can call it that. As I said, clean and dry and dull. So we just got to clean it.
What do you
guys
Dawn
have-
dish soap? Or what would you use to clean before you paint?
Yeah, that would work. So in that particular situation, soapy water, a lot of cleaners can take care of that.
Yeah, warm soapy water. When I worked in restoration industry, that's what we cleaned with, was Dawn dish soap. It worked really well. Bleach is not a good cleaner. It's a disinfectant. So get ready to kind of think, I'll bleach it. Well, if you need it disinfected after you clean it, sure, go ahead. But warm soapy water does the best job.
So you mentioned that you paint vinyl siding, and you mentioned painting windows. Is it common to paint a vinyl window?
We usually don't recommend painting vinyl windows. Usually doesn't adhere very well compared to
kind
other
of like
surfaces.
the countertops. I've seen that done in inspections, and
just
because the
doesn't
whole
ever-
fad, in your windows, you're seeing a lot of people with black windows.
They want black windows, yeah.
Before that, when that first started becoming a fad, and before window companies were actually making black windows, I saw people painting them black, and then, well, what's this white on here? Well, that's the black paint peeling off. So yeah, it doesn't adhere very well.
So what on that note, so we don't recommend painting glass, right?
Correct.
Vinyl windows sounds like a no-no. Probably don't want to do that. What are some other things people should avoid painting if they are like, I want to change this up? It's better to replace than paint? That you've just seen over the history of your career here that it just doesn't hold.
Yeah, the biggest situation that we've seen is when the siding is completely deteriorated. Like we can definitely replace rotted wood, throughout the home, but sometimes certain types of siding just can completely deteriorate, and at that point you're better off replacing versus painting.
Like a cedar board just won't hold the paint after a while if you don't do it regularly.
Cedar usually will, unless it's rotting.
Okay.
Some older types of siding. Cedar,
Like a masonite type board.
Yeah.
Some of these fiber boards, they're just, or if they're too close to the ground, or or like you said, if they just got a lot of sun, they're just not able to hold paint anymore.
So a lot of times I go up to houses and I see they put the cedar board or a LP Smart Side board too close to the roof, right? So the bottom inch is soaking in that water off the roof because it's put up tight against it, not the way it's supposed to be, but that's the way it was put on. When you guys go to paint a house, will you trim off that bottom part and then paint, or how do you handle that? Because it's on a lot of houses.
Yeah.
It is. Some houses, it's not a problem when we go paint. The boards are still in great shape, intact. So that's up to the homeowner if they want to go through that extra step and expense versus, just painting it. Sometimes it's completely rotting and it's causing that problem. And then it requires a lot of replacement and carpentry work, or that might be a situation that you might be better off residing, that area of the home versus painting.
Okay, so it's a game day call. When you get there, you're like, all right, here's what we need to.
It's situational. We're happy to take a look at any of those situations and recommend the best solution, even this with us or with a siding company.
Yeah, and budget might play into that as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, another question here at 855-616-1620. How do you paint over stained and varnished woodwork? I have a house 10 years old and dark woodwork, want to paint doors, jambs, baseboard.
That's a great question. So first of all, you're going to want to have a good sand it really well. You're going to want to make sure it's clean, obviously, like you had mentioned, sand it really well. Usually when it's stained and varnished and you're looking to paint it, you're going to want to caulk a lot of the seams above the baseboard, and you're going to want to use a really good primer that can bite really well, especially to interior trim. So we usually recommend using a product called Extreme Bond Primer. There's a lot of good primer options out there. And then make sure that you do not skimp on the quality of the paint for interior trim. If you do and you skimp on either the prep or the paint, it will peel off and it'll become a bigger project later on. So there are a lot of very good quality trim products out there. You're not using much paint. It's best just to use top of the line stuff.
Yeah. You mentioned sanding. That can be a little messy. Is there a possibility? I've heard of like liquid deglossers. Do those work well?
It depends on how much varnish is still on the board and how shiny it is. You can degloss it, and sometimes there's not much of a sheen or a shine, and then you don't need to do as much sanding.
Okay.
You just want to make sure that you remove a lot of that gloss to it.
Got it. And when you're sanding, I mean, is there I'm going to say, quote unquote, dust-free option when you're sanding, or you're not sanding by hand, right? Or are you in some places? I guess probably.
Yeah, it depends on the situation.
Yeah. Okay.
But we do a good job of trying to contain the dust, and when there is dust, getting it outside.
Got it.
All right, we do need to take a break. 855-616-1620. Good questions. Keep them coming for 2-day painting. Garrett's here for another couple segments. It is the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
One of the biggest innovations I've seen recently is the improvement in fabrics.
Ben and Arvid Huth from Penny Mustard Furnishings.
Stain-resistant fabrics, the pet-friendly fabrics, the kid-friendly fabrics that you can spill something on and clean it right up and it's gone. In years past, you spilled a glass of wine on something, it was done. There was no fixing that mistake ever. It was a new sofa time.
See, me on the other hand, I'm thinking about that recliner that now has lumbar. I just push a button and, I get lumbar. And push a different button and my head comes forward. And the comfort that they're now building in furniture that wasn't there, 10 years ago. It's just amazing where that's come.
Full extension drawers, that's been a big improvement, so you don't have to dig back into your drawer to see what's in the back of it. The drawer comes all the way out.
Whereas 15 years ago, that wasn't used at all.
Well, we were one of the first ones to use it.
Yeah, we were on the cutting edge of that, but now it's like everybody's using it. Not the quality ones we're using, but everybody's using some form of it.
See more at pennymustard.com.
There's still a lot of good things happening.
Small improvements all the time.
Yep, it's always something new and exciting.
Okay, I'm ready to record my jewelry store's new radio spot. I got a great script that really goes after Diamonds Direct and how they're nothing special and how we can match their price. Great stuff.
Oh, great. We have this new technology that bleeps out any false claims, so it saves us time with editing. So you can start anytime.
Okay, here goes. When you visit our jewelry store, we'll guarantee direct. Our diamonds come straight. We have cutters. And, hey, what the?
The hard truth is that other jewelry stores simply can't do what Diamonds Direct can. Diamonds Direct has special relationships with De Beers, international connections, and virtually unlimited buying power. The result is true direct importer pricing, exceptional quality, and up to 30 times the diamond selection you find at other stores.
I can't believe this thing won't let me say...
Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Get more truth at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Now open in Wauwatosa.
The Mine Chef restaurant in Hartford and Oshkosh just lowered their dine-in Wednesday and Friday fish fry price to $4.99. Kids and grandkids 5 and under eat free from the kids menu. Sunday through Thursday. Call and reserve minechefrestaurant.com.
David Nason of The Fix-It Show here with my friend Chris Mancuso of Accurate Basement Repair.
Hey, David, did you know it's been the third wettest spring here in Milwaukee, like since 1870?
Seriously? Tell us more.
Well, it's a great time to get down in that basement and take the smell test. If it smells musty, take a flashlight, take a look around, see what you have.
As a home inspector, I know firsthand, do not procrastinate. Have your basement looked at ASAP or visit AccurateBasementRepair.com because they're not just good, they're accurate.
There are lots of reasons to want a big backyard, like growing your own vegetables, doing cartwheels, and relaxing after a long day. But here at Truestone Home Mortgage, we all agree that dog birthday party is at the top. At Truestone, we have great home loans, expert help, local dedication, and a focus on what matters to you. So if dog birthday parties are your priority, we'll bring the pupcakes. Metaphorically, of course. It's true, because we're Truestone. Truestone Home Mortgage is a division of Truestone Financial. Membership required. Equal housing opportunity.
More of your questions next. It's the Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
A la carte at the zoo going on again today, 9:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Tracy and I went there last night. The barbecue bell brisket sandwich. Phenomenal.
Was it crowded?
Oh, my gosh. No, it wasn't too bad.
I remember when that first started. And it was not that busy and everything. And it got so crowded and everything. Maybe COVID kind of...
We were there pretty early yesterday, too, so maybe
but
that...
It's amazing, but it can get pretty crowded.
Lots to do around the area. We do have 2-Day Painting on with us this hour. Find them at 2daypainting.com. It's amazing how that website sounds just like the business. Garrett's here, ready to answer questions, but before we get to more texts, you guys mentioned that you do touch-ups for life? Is that can't be true?
No, that's correct. We have a program called Free Touch-Ups for Life on our projects. So it doesn't matter if we made a mistake or if a baseball hit the house or your pet scuffed the walls. We have a program where we come up to 2 different occasions for up to 4 hours to conduct free touch-ups for as long as you live in the home.
That's impressive.
Yes.
That's standing behind your work right there.
Exactly.
I don't know if I've heard of another painter that does something like that.
No, that's
crazy. Okay, so let's talk warranties a little bit. So the paints that you use, the coatings that you use, do those manufacturers have certain warranties? And then what do you back as far as, well, you just said, like lifetime touch-ups. What are some of the warranties if somebody paints a house? How long can they expect that to last?
Different types of surfaces last different lengths. If you do it right, aluminum vinyl will last 20 plus years when you paint them. Cedar is the lasts the least out of most surfaces. Usually you get somewhere between 6 and 10 years out of an average stain job. And then other surfaces like LP and hardy plank typically last, you usually see about 12 to 15 years before it starts fading and just looks a little bit more unsightly. Can last longer.
Okay. And how do you know when it's time to call a painter? What are signs you're looking for?
Some signs are obviously peeling paint is a major sign.
Yeah.
Peeling paint, rotting wood, your caulking is failing along a lot of the seams. Other signs could be fading. Aluminum and hardy plank and a lot of surfaces don't often peel as often, but they can fade and look unsightly and start chalking up. And, fresh coat of paint will protect the surface.
Yeah. Somebody did text in, how do you remove chalk from an aluminum window? Is that something you can remove?
The chalkiness?
You can remove most of the chalkiness from aluminum. It requires a thorough cleaning.
Any special cleaning product?
It depends on the situation, but we do a very thorough cleaning for all aluminum projects before we consider painting them.
Okay. Because sometimes if you start cleaning too aggressively, now you might be taking the actual finish off the product, or it's going to look different than all your other windows, right?
You can.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. We do need to take a final break. This is always our shortest segment here, but let's do that. 855-616-1620, the WTMJ Talk and Text line. One more segment with Garrett from 2 Day Painting, so get your questions in. It is a Fix-It show. Thank you for listening to WTMJ.
He's got next.
For Chorio. Done! Chorio, a grand slam.
Second deck, Jackson Chorio.
Here comes the throw to the plate. Churio's in there safely. Chorio coming on. Chorio dives. He got it.
Jackson Chorio plays here.
Major League Baseball has been put on notice.
On the home of Brewers baseball. News Radio 620, WTMJ.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes senior living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from Three Pillars resident Doris.
I came to visit and it just felt very comfortable. It's a large campus. There's a lot of green areas. There's lots of trails that are going through it that you can walk. You can use your walker or rollie on it. They bought a bunch of trikes and I want to try one of those three-wheelers and get it out on one of those walking paths. And for me, it's home with wonderful people.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
Glass shower doors are beautiful, but the way they used to make them doesn't allow for them to stay looking beautiful for long. And that's because hard water, heat, humidity, and even soap can corrode standard shower glass. But our newest product, ShowerGuard Glass, is different. Its patented technology permanently seals the glass surface against discoloration and corrosion. And with regular cleaning, your new ShowerGuard glass is going to look new for years to come. So if that old glass shower door of yours is ready to go, give me a call about ShowerGuard Glass. Now, you can't find this product everywhere, but you can find it at Les's Glass. And with over 30 years of experience installing glass shower doors, you can take our word for it. It lives up to its billing. This is Stacy Sinks with Les's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased.
Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Now is the best time to sell your home. Market is ripe, and Grandview Homes will pay more now than ever before. Plus, we'll buy your home as is in any condition. No repairs or cleanouts needed. Visit GrandviewHomes.com for your fair cash offer today.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
Who do you support?
We support the right. And the left.
What?
The front and back, too.
I don't understand.
No matter which side you sleep on, we support you. And right now, we're providing extra support.
How's that?
Purchase a new Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, or Serta Perfect Sleeper through Monday and get a strong, supportive box spring free. Plus, free next day delivery.
Well, you got my vote.
Find a self-service, employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Landworks Wisconsin, locally owned landscape company that's fantastic. I know because they're doing the work in my yard. From their crews to the design consultants to the admin team, they're going to take great care of you when you're taking care of your home or your business. Joe, the guy working at my house, made a good observation. He was out there the other day and said, hey, what about bulbs? They're beautiful in the spring. Think about getting on the schedule for the fall today. You want a beautiful yard next year? You need to put some work into it this year. They are the real deal. LandworksWisconsin.com. Check it out. LandworksWisconsin.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. David Nason and Dayton Kane. It's the Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
How's that go? Long-time listener, first-time guest? Is that
something like that? Yeah.
Garrett's in the studio with us. 2daypainting.com is the website. You can find them there. We were talking. You guys do a lot of charity work, so fill us in on what some of the things you guys have been doing.
Yeah, we so last winter, as an example, we repainted the majority of the interior of Hawes, the Humane Society in Waukesha. We built a lot of cat shelters for the winter, dog stuff, shelving as well, and we like to do a lot of projects to give back to the community. We painted over 100 free bedrooms for people within the community, and
nice.
It all started back in 2014 when a local teacher in Oconomowoc actually hurt himself while he was painting his home. So we finished his project for him free of cost, and every year we've done at least 2 or 3 projects since then to try to give back.
Nice. Just word of mouth. You hear people in need, and or do people reach out to you and say, "Hey, I need a painted bedroom"?
It's a little bit of both. We do a lot of estimates for people in need, and we're just like, hey, we'll give you a free project.
Nice.
Or, various organizations, nonprofits can reach out to us, and we try to do our best to help out as much as we can.
Okay. Let's go to the phone, get this call in quick with Joe from Chicago. Hey, thanks for listening in Illinois there, Joe. What's your question?
Yes, I'm calling from Chicago, and I want to know if you paint over stucco, just like maybe 10, 20 years old. It used to be white, but now it's kind of gritty.
Yep, yeah, you can definitely paint over stucco. We do it all the time, and it holds up very well.
Yeah, and so with stucco, a lot of times you get little hairline cracks in the finish and everything, so you usually use an acrylic paint or something with an elastomeric ability to span those cracks?
Well, any type of repair, we usually recommend hiring various other companies for.
Sure.
But when it comes to the actual paint itself, like I'd mentioned before, Emerald Rain Refresh is actually a fantastic product for stucco applications.
Is that an acrylic-based paint?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, obviously repairs need to be done, but sometimes just hairline cracks,
Mm-hmm.
they really don't need to be repaired at this point, but they might at some point, but you want to use a paint that spans over those. So
They might, yeah. A lot of paints will cover very small hairline cracks.
Okay, good.
All right, so we have a couple minutes left. Let's recap. Tell everybody what you all do and where you can go.
So we're 2-day painting. We paint residential interior, exteriors, kitchen cabinets, board replacement, drywall repair. If you want to give us a call, we do free estimates. We'd love to come out and give you a quote. Just visit our website, 2daypainting.com, or give us a call at 262-312-2182. If you mention the Fix-It Show and give us a call, we'll actually give you 20% off your project if you call today. We may not be able to answer on a weekend, but we'll get back to you on Monday and love to set up an estimate.
Awesome. Garrett, what haven't we touched on that you need people to know?
So we're a very reputable company. We take care of our customers in every situation, and it's why we have almost 1,000 5-star Google reviews on our page. We do our best to maintain the most positive reputation that we can, and I know if you give us a call, you can trust us to do a good job.
All right, that's a lot of 5-star reviews, and the touch-ups for life. I mean, that's an amazing offer. That, as you just said, you're committed to serving your customers.
I just love the story. You're a whitewater warhawk.
Yeah.
You take out a credit card loan
Right.
and start your company, and here you are today. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
Good success story for you.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on.
Great
We
to have you on the
appreciate
show.
it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Coming up next, Chris Mancuso from Accurate Basement Repair. That does it for hour number 1.
This has been the Fix-It Show on WTMJ, presented by J&B Construction and Siding Unlimited. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests, and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
In this seller's market, even homeowners are trying to sell their own home. But more times than not, it doesn't work out like they'd hoped. And while homes like theirs are selling, and selling fast for over asking prices, their homes aren't. So what's your next best strategy? Well, if you're looking to relieve yourself of the stress of selling your own home and still get top dollar while getting the full service benefits that an experienced realtor can give you, then look no further. I'm Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where 3.5 to 3.9% commission assures that you pay less for full service. Only 11% of those trying to sell their own homes actually succeed. And of those that do sell their own home, they sell on average for 26% less than agented properties. This often negates the savings they were hoping to get by doing it on their own. So why do it on your own when you have an experienced realtor that will give you full service at only 3.5 to 3.9% commission? Don't let your home sit while others are selling faster and at potentially better than asking prices. Call Benefit Realty for a highly experienced agent, and you'll pay less for full service.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Our house is looking kind of drab. Needed a little bit of a facelift, and I found the team that took care of it big time. It's CertaPro Painters. Each business is independently owned and operated right here in Wisconsin. Schedule your free estimate online. It's easy. CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. They will come out and help you protect your home investment with quality painting. It's CertaPro Painters. They are the real deal. They did great work at our house. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com.
This is Libby Collins. This week, it's a fun ride on an RV with Kira and Tim LaFond as they talk about their adventures of living in an RV for 2.5 years.
Kira's directing. I'm on the phone, and she's encouraging me loudly. And then all of a sudden, you heard this tremendous smash. It was the back plate window in the truck. I pretty much gave up.
And you've owned it a day. Not even.
WTMJ Conversations, Sunday mornings at 11 on WTMJ. Let's hope those boys from Cleveland don't let their guard down.
3-2 pitch. Struck him out swinging. Got a fastball.
The Brewers take on the Guardians at American Family Field. Our coverage starts tonight at 5 with Brewers warm-up. We are your home of the Milwaukee Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
8 o'clock, it is 70 degrees, cloudy with some afternoon and evening showers or storms possible. The high today, 78. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Eric Bilstead. Flooding in Sheboygan.
Went to go move my car. That was like halfway underwater, had about 1.5 feet of water inside my car.
The city of Sheboygan urging people not to drive through any roadways with standing water this morning. This after heavy rain prompted flash flooding in Sheboygan County on Friday. Some areas seeing significant rainfall. Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist, I'm sorry, not the chief, but one of the meteorologists, Brendan Johnson, tracking some of the totals.
3+ inches of rainfall in the last 24 hours, and we have heard some reports
of upwards of 3 to 4, as high as 5 inches of rainfall. So some folks seeing a little bit more compared to the rest of southeastern Wisconsin, which managed to only see maybe half of an inch to an inch at best.
Now barricades have been put up to block off some of the roadways in Sheboygan and in some of the areas of the city, asking everyone to avoid some of that until the flooding recedes. They're hoping for that to happen today, especially as it's going to be dry this morning. However, more rain in the forecast again later on today. The complete WTMJ 5-day forecast is coming up. Hurricane Ernesto is making landfall on Bermuda this morning. The Category 1 storm bringing winds of 85 miles an hour. CBS News correspondent Dave Melkoff.
Minimal damage in the southern portion of Bermuda, but we will get out and see what it's like. The Minister of National Security was telling people, please don't get out and drive in this because it could get bad at any time.
Concern is the storm surge and the possible flooding on the island in the days to come. A Gaza ceasefire and hostage agreement said to be closer than ever. But for all the optimism in Washington, so far the reaction from Israel and Hamas has been muted. ABC's Tom Sophie Burridge is in Tel Aviv.
With the war raging on in Gaza, President Biden saying a ceasefire and hostage agreement between Israel and Hamas is closer than ever, as key talks hang in the balance. The US, Qatar and Egypt admitting specific details still need to be worked out. Those mediators hoping to finalize a deal as early as next week.
Back in the Badger State for the second time as the Republican vice presidential candidate, it was J.D. Vance on Friday, the U.S. Senator accepting an endorsement from the Milwaukee Police Union.
The U.S. Senator gave his thanks to law enforcement in front of a crowd holding "We Back the Blue" signs.
Keep doing this important work because there are a lot of us out there who are grateful for it.
Vance was also in a closed-door roundtable before those remarks. In there was current president of the Milwaukee Police Association, Alexander Ayaya.
Tell me the big issues you guys brought up.
That's the fentanyl crisis. I mean, they're back the blue, and they're backing us, and they're going to do everything they can to make sure that we have more staffing.
And so is Wisconsin's Republican Party Chair Brian Schimming.
Part of the law enforcement emphasis is what's happening in a lot of bigger cities, including cities like Milwaukee. And the question is, are you going to have the kind of support from Washington?
Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
Meanwhile, the DNC kicks off in Chicago on Monday. The party officially nominating Vice President Kamala Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz to the ticket.
It's all set to begin Monday night with a tribute to Biden and a speech by former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. On Tuesday, former President Barack Obama is the headliner. Wednesday, it's former President Bill Clinton and Vice Presidential nominee Tim Walz. Thursday is Harris's big night.
Harris also expected to be in Milwaukee on Tuesday during the DNC. Sports, traffic, and weather next. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:04.
Emergency service 24/7. Quality Heating has 25 trucks ready to work around the clock to get out there quickly to solve your heating or AC problem. So when that system goes on the fritz and you want to avoid that sweaty summer heat or bypass the fear of frozen feet, the man in the red van can't be beat when it comes to prompt, reliable service. Call Quality Heating for any emergency HVAC need.
You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality Heating, Quality Heating.
There's a reason why we install Armstrong Air Pro Series systems. When your reputation is on the line, you pick the brand you can trust. It's like our employees. You pick the best to preserve your good name. A guy like me that's been working on furnaces and AC systems for over half my life. I got an eye for the good stuff. And Armstrong Air Pro Series systems fit the bill. This is Anthony Zanevsky with Quality Heating. When you need a good crew installing a system you can rely on, see the man in the red van.
Quality Heating, Quality Heating.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, memory care issues. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I've been in their places. I love how they deal with people. It's about compassion and empathy at Azura. Kindness is at their core. 14 locations from the Mississippi to Lake Michigan, 4 here in the Milwaukee area. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's about kindness and care. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we can get you the farm supplies you need because we get you. Right now, it's our summer farm sale, which means unbeatable prices on trusted brands. Like 3M Digital WorkTunes Hearing Protection, $49.99. Save up to $50 on select Milwaukee hand trucks, $99.99. And Shepherd brand wheels, casters, and floor protection, 20% off. Plus, we've been working with our brand partners to get prices down. So shop our new, lower everyday prices throughout the store at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Your Milwaukee Brewers are waking up this morning with a 10-game lead over the second-place St. Louis Cardinals in the NL Central. Brewers beat the Guardians 5-3 at AmFam Field Friday night. Same teams tonight, right here on WTMJ 610 First Pitch, our coverage at 5:40. And it is Harry Doyle bobblehead night tonight. Packers are in Denver for a Sunday night preseason matchup against the Broncos. You can see that game on TMJ4. WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. 43 southbound is open, so that stretch of roadway around Capitol Drive had been shut down overnight. Got it open this past half hour, so now you are driving smoothly into the city from the north. The rest of the road's looking good too. 94 eastbound, Highway 16 all the way into downtown is clear. Westbound also looking good.
Traffic is sponsored by Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
WTMJ 5-day forecast. Going to be mostly cloudy today. There is a chance for some late afternoon, evening showers and storms, a high of 78. Tonight, rain's going to end, gradual clearing through the overnight, a low of 66. For your Sunday, partly cloudy, breezy, still a slight chance for rain at the lake, a high of 78. Monday, sunny, 75. Tuesday, sunny, 74. And Wednesday, sunny, 75 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, 70. I'm Eric Bilstead, Side and Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
This is The Fix-It Show on WTMJ. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC. When it comes to home repairs, we could all use a guy. Well, we've got the guy. And we've got the show. For all your home improvement questions, we've got answers. This is The Fix-It Show on WTMJ, presented by J&B Construction and Siding Unlimited. Now, here's your host, Dayton Kane and David Nason.
I hope you're ready for hour number 2. Chris Mancuso on from Accurate Basement Repair. Always interesting when he joins us in the studio. Right. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, gentlemen.
You are wound up this morning. I'm excited for this hour.
Oh, yeah. I was roaming the halls of the establishment here, man.
So
had a good night of sleep.
We've been getting rain.
Yeah.
You've had to have been busy all summer long. It hasn't stopped.
It's been it's been busy, right? The third wettest. We talked about that on those corny commercials, the smell test commercials, right?
Yeah.
It's the third wettest in Wisconsin history since 1870.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of rain. So homeowners today, you're going to get some good info. We're going to tell you what to look for, and David's going to help us out with that for sure. Some good home inspection tips, and then we're going to talk about some basement stuff, some stuff you guys can do on your own, and maybe you don't even need to see me. So that's even better, right? Doesn't do well for feeding the family, but again, we'll make it work. Yeah. We'll give you some self tips. And then if you think you need it looked at, we'll certainly tell you how to do that too.
Yeah, and if you're watching the live stream, I got a pretty cool tool that we're going to show on the stream here in a little bit, too.
All right. So for people who are just finding us and have never heard the show, never heard you, tell us what you guys do at Accurate.
So this is Accurate Basement Repair. We do foundation restoration and waterproofing. It means if your basement's got leaks in it or if you got some cracks in your walls, I mean, the basics is that's what we do. We fix that kind of stuff. There's all kinds of things that go with it, like reinforcements or maybe drain tile work. Drain tiles is tubing, but we can talk about that in a bit too. But we try to get your basement into what we would consider a livable area, and most certainly a more healthy area, because the most important thing is basement health. So that's what we really try to focus on, because if your humidity levels are too high, because we just learned that on Wednesday, right, David?
Oh, yeah.
We just
crazy high.
We just had a Wisconsin Association of Association of Home Inspectors. We talked about a lot about basements and humidity levels. So those of you out there who go down, and that's why we did the commercial, they smell musty or just doesn't feel right. Yeah, you probably want to get that checked out.
Yeah. I was in a 120-year-old house yesterday on the east side, and brick foundation, obviously no drain tile, too old for that, no sump crock. They weren't running a dehumidifier either, and there was no air conditioning in the house. So add that up for the last couple days.
It was really humid.
It was pretty musty in that basement.
Yep, I was in a basement on Wednesday, and the humidity level in that basement was over 80%.
Yeah, this one yesterday was probably close to that.
Oh yeah.
So what do? You've got the air conditioner running. You've got the dehumidifier running at 45%. You've got your sump pump running constantly, kicking water out of the basement. Still smells musty. What's going on there?
It's air handling, how to handle the air in the basement to try to get it to keep moving. Because even if you have a dehumidifier, and I run the dehumidifier, it still feels, sometimes the humidity levels, there's so much water underneath the cavity of your basement that the evaporation you can't keep up. So we suggest get another one.
An air exchange you need, basically.
Or an air exchange, or we really push radon systems.
Sure.
And if you're going, you're pushing that radon system for an extra couple of bucks in your pocket. No, we don't even do radon systems.
Mm-hmm.
I don't install them, but I have one in my house. Actually, I have two. I have two sump crocks in my house. But I run two fans because it pulls the humidity from underneath the cavity of the house. And that really works well. We just did a project with Story Hill Renovations on a really old house just west of the river off Locust. And they're making that into a livable space. And the house is 18.
Yeah, those are over 100 years old. Yeah, easily.
Yeah, really old. So we took the floor out, and then they ran a really good radon system through there to pull humidity from underneath the cavity.
Yeah.
So,
and as always, gutters, grating, and downspouts. Get that water away from your house to start with.
Yes, we had a heck of a rainstorm yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. It's every storm or every rain is a storm these days. There's no light rain anymore.
I didn't hear of any hail with this.
No
one.
hail.
Yeah, what happens when it rains like that? We go as a family, our Friday night dinner at McDonald's to Arby's. That's what happens when it rains like that.
We need to take our first break.
But
Chris Mancuso from Accurate Basement Repair is here. 855-616-1620, the WTMJ Talk and Text line. Thanks for listening to WTMJ this morning.
The Annex Wealth Management webinar series continues in the second of this two-part series. WTMJ's Vince Petrano, along with Annex Wealth Management's Chief Economist Brian Jacobson, answer your questions on the ever-changing tax laws. How does the changing tax landscape affect you and your finances? Register for our free webinar on Thursday, August 22nd at WTMJ.com. or text WEB to 855-616-1620.
David Nason of The Fix-It Show here with my friend Chris Mancuso of Accurate Basement Repair.
Hey, David, did you know it's been the third wettest spring here in Milwaukee, since 1870?
Seriously? Tell us more.
Well, it's a great time to get down in that basement and take the smell test. If it smells musty, take a flashlight, take a look around, see what you have.
As a home inspector, I know firsthand, do not procrastinate. Have your basement looked at ASAP or visit AccurateBasementRepair.com because they're not just good, they're accurate.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey. Jeff and Roxanne here with Rhino Shield Ceramic Coating. Never paint your house again.
Rhino Shield will keep 100% of the rain and 90% of the heat from penetrating your house.
And it looks just like paint, but will last 5 times longer and is guaranteed for 25 years.
And it still comes in any color, as long as it's your wife's favorite.
You won't have to paint again for 25 years, guaranteed. Right now, get $1,500 off with 12 months same as cash financing. Visit RhinoShieldWIS.com. That's RhinoShieldWIS.com. Or call 262-483-2566. That's 262-483-2566.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Connect Chiropractic. Dr. Alex Young and his team, Milwaukee's top chiropractor in the Journal Sentinel Best Choice Awards. You and I have a lot to do with that. More WTMJ listeners are coming in, even with their young families. Have the kids checked out now so they can be healthier and better focused in school. And no worries, because it's no twisting, no cracking, no popping. See how they do it. Visit the booth at Wisconsin State Fair and tell them Vinny sent you. Or get started online now. It's Go Connect Chiro. That's GoConnectChiro.com.
Get her done. It's the Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
Indeed it is. Thank you for joining us. The Brew City Cigar Festival going on at the Bavarian Beer House today. If it's raining and I can't go paddleboarding, I'm going to go do that. Go smoke a cigar.
I used to smoke cigars, mostly like at weddings or something, but it doesn't agree with me anymore. It's kind of a cool thing to do. A lot of guys do it on golf courses, but
around a fire, on a golf course. Yeah. It's always a good time.
A little bourbon.
My front porch.
I like to smoke
right before bed.
I like to smoke
lunch.
in relatives' houses.
I mean, you name it, it's good.
Yeah. I like to smoke in relatives' houses. They like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Inside. Yeah. My wife
Inside.
loves when I smoke a cigar inside. No, that never happens. All right. 855-616-1620, the WTMJ talk and text line. Chris Mancuso from Accurate Basement Repair on with us today. We talked about that smell test, that sniff test of going in your basement. What are some things people should be looking at? We've had a lot of rain, so you know if you have water, right? You walk downstairs like, dang it, I have water in my basement. But what else are we looking for?
So the reason we brought that up, and David and I talked about it a couple months ago, there's always that, I shouldn't say always, but a lot of times there's that weird smell. Because he'll call me or I'll call him and we'll be talking about something and be like, yeah, that basement just isn't right. You should probably, these people I gave me your number, I think something isn't right. It smells real funky down there. The walls are covered. I think something's up. But sometimes you can't tell, unless you, again, we can do what's called a drain tile test. But for consumers, an easy way is, again, smell test. Otherwise, you can buy a humidity meter, and you can get them online at Amazon, whatever. They're relatively inexpensive. You can get one for like $30, and you can go in your basement and go into some of the areas throughout your basement for that $30, right? And you can measure your humidity levels. And again, anything over 50 that we learned last Tuesday again was reinforced by one of the prominent mold inspection remediation companies in the whole state. And again, they're talked about you really got to keep it below 50. Otherwise, you wonder why, hey, why do I always have a runny nose in my house? Why is my kid always coughing? The health risks are huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Sure. And part of that, you've talked in the past of, grab your flashlight, go down there and look at your walls and things. If your basement's unfinished, look in the corners and things like that. And this we can say it was AdvantaClean, Dave Harley from AdvantaClean. And what he was telling people, or telling us as inspectors, is you're usually pointing your flashlight at something to look at, but take your flashlight and shine it across the wall. So put it up close to the wall and let it shine across the wall. And what you can see sometimes is, it's I'm going to say an organic growth. I hesitate to use the word mold.
Correct.
But it can be a mold. The only way to know for sure is you have to do some testing. But if you do have something that looks like dust or white, and usually it's white, on the
Not
paneling.
effervescence, but
just it looks dusty or something. That's usually an organic growth on the panel, usually like on paneling or a drywall, and that needs to be cleaned.
Absolutely, you'll see that.
That can contribute to that smell that you're smelling. And what's that from? Humidity. Too much humidity, moisture coming through the walls.
Yeah, even if you don't have organics downstairs, just dust carries.
Sure.
Is organic, so just dust will carry
also
it.
Paint.
Yeah,
am I correct? A bare concrete or concrete block wall, concrete doesn't support mold growth, but if you paint it, there's organics in paint, and the paint can support mold growth.
Well, you'll get mold growth on block sometimes too because it's porous and again that dust.
Well, it's got to be dirty.
The dust will hit the walls. So You keep that in mind, and then if you have a problem, I mean, trying to call a basement company to come and evaluate, it's like trying to make the appointment for the prostate surgery, or a prostate exam. It's something, probably about that close. People are like, man, these are the phone calls. I mean, they usually don't talk about prostate exams, but what I'm saying is that it's really anxious for folks to go, oh my gosh, I got to have somebody in my basement now to take a look at this.
Sure.
They get a little intimidated because it's walking into the abyss. The basement is the part of the unknown,
But out of 10 basements that you go and see, how many are really a problem that you need to fix?
So that is a great question, because we've talked about this before. So those of you listening going, oh my God, I have these guys there and they're going to tell me the world's falling in on my basement. We only write, every 10 basements we look at, we can't even write an estimate for even half of them. It's only around 45, 47%, so less than half actually have a problem that we can fix. People go, well, you don't fix the rest of those? Oh, what, you guys don't have full service? No, it's because the other 55 or more percent, it's homeowner deferred maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, you really need to extend that gutter, or hey, you just do this grading over here, or I went to one on Wednesday, the same one that had the high humidity levels. I looked at the gutters on the house, and I'm like, you could see the seam split on the back of them. So it's simple stuff like that.
Yep.
That you'll be like, oh my gosh, I never noticed that. And so when you take a look around today, those items are what you want to look at, because remember, probabilities and statistics don't lie. You have a higher than not probability of actually needing a significant repair, but the longer you leave it go, right, without looking at it, that's when it masticizes into the SH show.
Yeah. Right. All right. On that note, we're going to take another break.
Right. We're kid friendly.
It is 8:23. Chris Mancuso from Accurate Basement Repair on with us this hour. You can find them at AccurateBasementRepair.com. Get your calls in, 855-616-1620. Thank you for listening to the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
Frank Daniels, our Madison goldsmith, has an idea.
Bring him in.
Hey, Rick. Hey, Sarah. Hi, Monica.
It's great to see you, Frank. What's your idea?
It's a new company policy.
Let's hear it.
You know the world-famous Kessler's warranty?
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple. Even if you lose a diamond, including the center stone, we'll replace it. All maintenance is free forever. Yes, it really is that miraculous.
Every time I hear that warranty, it blows my mind.
I propose we have a jewelry cleaning policy that's as amazing as that warranty.
What would it say?
Bring us your jewelry and we will professionally clean it. While you wait, for free. You can come in as often as you want, and we don't care where you bought your jewelry. The only thing that matters is that you want it to look amazing again. We want that too.
I vote yes.
I vote yes. I vote yes. The motion carries.
Congratulations, Frank. Your idea is now company policy.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey guys. Whoa.
Hey, Jason.
What is that? Laura opened a portal. I said no portals. We have same-day service calls to run.
That's what this is for.
We can send our technician through here.
Right to the doorstep of our customers' homes.
Guys, we already do same-day service 7 days a week. Yes. If your air conditioner breaks today, we come fix it today.
That is pretty fast.
That is. Our same-day service 7 days a week is us opening a portal for our customers. And creating a rift in
time and space. Yeah.
Practically. Everything we do is for the good of our customer.
Capital cares.
Capital cares. I mean, the portal idea is pretty cool, though.
Maybe we could do something else with it.
Let's close it. I appreciate you all caring so much about Capital customers. We can't close it yet. Why not?
How'd the job go, Merle?
I should have guessed.
Capital repairs your air conditioner same day, 7 days a week. Call us or go online at callcapitalcares.com.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for J.D. Griffiths. It was more than a year ago that my wife and I decided we needed new garage doors. And now a year later from J.D. Griffiths, and they look brand new. Just gorgeous garage doors that enhance the look of the house. They pop. I tell you, they pop. J.D. Griffiths has been doing it for more than 70 years. And they're not just providing premier garage doors. They're also Milwaukee's detached garage builders. They do it all for you. And now J.D. Griffiths is offering you a deal. You can get $100 off a new garage door opener with the purchase of a brand new garage door from J.D. Griffiths. They'll come in, you'll get that free at-home estimate, and they'll take care of you. Here's what you do. Go to the website, jdgriffiths.com/WTMJ, or call 414-362-7222 and mention me, Eric Bilstad, and you will save some cash. Check out J.D. Griffiths and enhance the look of your home. Those garage doors, they pop. 414-362-7222, J.D. Griffiths.
Advice you can use. It's the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
Good morning, Dayton, Kane, David Nason here with Chris Mancuso from Accurate Basement Repair. Village Green Beer Gardens, David. Oconomowoc doing Light Up the Lake Parade today. Are you going to be
planning
enjoying
on
the
it?
festivities?
I got a party to go to in the afternoon, and then back home for the concert, the boat parade, and the fireworks.
So let's hope the rain holds off.
Yeah,
it is spotty chances of showers, so hopefully it misses Oconomowoc.
Unfortunately, we've had Thursday night and Friday night kind of rained out. Concert, Wizard of Oz movie. Too bad. But the art festival is going on today and tomorrow also.
Rain, not good for Oconomowoc and all the festivities. Rain, good for Accurate Basement Repairs business because everybody's getting water.
We
don't wish it on you.
Dave is giving me the stink eye.
We don't want to wish it on you.
Dude, he's giving me like bad voodoo eye or something.
It can rain over here in Milwaukee.
I can't control the weather, man.
I know.
Hey, nobody's saying we blame you.
I can read.
We're just saying that's a reality.
I can read looks, man.
Okay, so basements right now are wet. People are having, you guys are probably been busy all summer.
We've been busy all summer. A lot of people who bought houses, and that's what I want to talk about too. And again, David and I spoke about this. A lot of people bought houses the last few years without getting home inspections. Yeah. So don't beat yourself up. And I know a lot of you listening probably, man, I told my wife, or, the wife's listening and she's
it's usually the other way around.
Yeah, usually it's the other way around. I told him, and don't beat up on your realtor because you're like, my realtor said we wouldn't have a chance of getting this place.
Yeah, it's the reality of the market.
It's the reality of the market. So finger pointing doesn't do anybody any good. What I will say, and I say this every time I'm on, get a qualified home inspector from WAHI, the Wisconsin Association of Home Inspectors. We have David Nason over there. Yeah, he's only
the president of the association.
He's presidente.
Yeah.
In fact, when I come in, he makes me kiss the ring like he's the. He gets
That's
this weird voice. No. You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding. Anyway, so get a home inspection. It is well worth it. The post home inspection. If you bought that house without getting one, it'll give you a peace of mind. Spend the money and get it done. It'll give you peace of mind. Plus, they'll look at the basement too. Mm-hmm. From top to bottom, from roof till the very end, and then at least you can start budgeting instead of going, we bought this house and and now we got all this stuff to do. Talk to the home inspector, and they'll walk you through it, especially post-inspection. There's less pressure on the home inspector, without someone barking down their neck. You get a really, really, really value-based proposition there.
Yeah, what's dire versus what is you need to get to this eventually.
Yeah, and everything can be fixed. I mean, so it's not oh my gosh, run for the hills. We can't, we got to move out kind of thing. Everything can be fixed, and the report becomes basically a to-do list. And as you said, you try to prioritize what needs to be done.
And
first.
if you're nervous about who do I hire for a home inspector, again, you got David sitting right across from me here. And he is the president of, again, WAHI, the Wisconsin Association of Home Inspectors. Those are the best qualified, best trained home inspectors on the planet. So they'll get you where you need to be.
At least here in Wisconsin.
I say the planet. That's just me.
All right, we have like 10 seconds. We haven't given your website in a while. What is it?
No, bestinspectionsllc.com. Go ahead and check me out there.
All right, Chris Mancuso on with us another half hour. Get your calls and texts in at 855-616-1620. That is accuratebasementrepair.com. And we have a cool tool we'll get coming up as well. Now we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center with Eric Bilstad. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning, Dayton. Thank you, sir. The city of Sheboygan is urging drivers to avoid going through any standing water this morning. This after heavy rain in the Sheboygan County area caused some flash flooding on Friday afternoon and into the evening. Some areas in Sheboygan County saw more than 3 inches of rain come down. Meanwhile, Hurricane Ernesto is making landfall on the tiny island of Bermuda right now. The slow-moving Category 1 storm is bringing some 85-mile-per-hour winds. The biggest concern is a dangerous storm surge and significant flooding that come in the days to follow. Deadly airstrikes persist in Gaza this morning despite optimistic talks of a possible ceasefire. President Biden said late Friday there was hope of a deal that could be worked out perhaps as soon as next week. And the Brewers win again. They beat the Guardians 5-3. They now lead the NL Central by 10 games. Same teams tonight right here on WTMJ at AM5. WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving. Time saver traffic. 94 eastbound, Highway 16, all the way into the city is looking good. 17-minute ride. 4145 south, Highway Q to the zoo, no problems there. 43 southbound is clear and good to go. We did have some overnight shutdowns on 43 south, but it's open now, so you are smooth sailing getting into downtown. Same with 94 north. Layton into the Marquette, that's a 7-minute trip.
Traffic is sponsored by Angela Calais and Benefit Realty.
At Benefit Realty, pay only 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission and get all the service that you should. Benefit Realty, you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Cloudy. There is a chance for some late afternoon, evening showers and storms. Pay attention to the radar today. A high of 78. Tonight, the rain will end. Gradual clearing. A low of 66. Sunday, breezy. Slight chance for rain at the lakefront tomorrow. A high of 78. Then we dry out. Monday, sunny, 75. Tuesday, same thing. Sunny, 74. Wednesday, sunny, 75. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 70 degrees. I'm Eric Bilstead. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:32.
Eric Brown and his crew from Siding Unlimited can fix whatever's wrong with the outside of your house. How do you know what's wrong with it? Well, look for these trouble signs. On your windows, paint peeling, wood rot or damage from condensation? How well do they operate? Got mold on the storm windows? Siding have any dents, holes, or chips, paint or color issues? Is the caulking cracked? How's the flashing? Roof look okay? How about your doors? Decks are another place for critical inspection. Maybe you'd just like to have a new one. Eric is a regular here on the Fix-It Show. You regular listeners are aware of his expertise. He's president of Siding Unlimited, but that's not a desk job. He's out there working with the crews, inspecting people's structure problems and fixing them. Siding Unlimited will fix yours too. Make a note to contact Siding Unlimited online at sidingunlimited.com or see Siding Unlimited's unique outside-in showroom near Gerke's Corners in Brookfield.
Outdoor living is great, but it's best when it's at your own home. Well, there's a company called Outdoor Living Unlimited that will build you a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, all manner of things to enhance outdoor living at your place, even an outdoor kitchen. Get started right away. Contact Outdoor Living Unlimited now. Get your yard project onto Outdoor Living Unlimited's calendar while there's still openings. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Your current car, soon to be your old car. A new car? Better start looking. But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score for Choice and Platinum Choice checking customers. Because when you know you need to make a big purchase, knowing your credit score puts you in the driver's seat. You've got this with free credit score from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
If it needs fixing, we can help. It's the Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
You can find the Fix-It Show podcast on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Dayton Kane, David Nason here as well with Chris Mancuso from Accurate Basement Repair. 855-616-1620. That is the WTMJ talk and text line. Let's go to Brett in Grafton. Good morning, Brett. What's your question? Brett.
Hey, Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, thanks for taking my call. So we built a house about 7 years ago, and during the construction, they initially put the sump pit in the wrong spot in the basement, and they had to relocate it. And in the 7 years that we've been there, there's never been water in the sump pit. And I've tested, I've opened up the lid on it, and, there's just cobwebs basically in there. And I'm curious if maybe when they relocated the pit, if they maybe didn't connect it to the drain tile properly. And I was wondering if that's something you guys could talk about and if, maybe potentially come and take a look at.
We can talk about it. So what I would say on that, have you gotten any water in the basement?
We have not, no.
So there are definitely properties that don't get water. Like some pumps never go off. Some areas of Grafton, are you West Grafton or East in Grafton?
We're towards the east side, and towards the east side. And I would also say that there's a hill in our backyard that runs directly towards our house. So, that's also kind of brings it into question why we wouldn't have water. I would also say that the guy that did the landscaping did a great job of grading. So that's when we see water, when we have a lot of water, we will see standing water probably 10 to 15 feet away from the house. So. Just wanted to give you that info as well.
If you really need a peace of mind on it, the system can be tested. And that's where a couple holes are made in your floor, and they get patched up. You can't really tell except it's newer concrete. But the drain tile tests we open up the floor and run water through the system and see that it makes it over to the sump crock, or at the very least, what's most important, that it doesn't back up. So we just did a drain tile test last Tuesday at a house in Muskego and ran water in that thing for about 3 hours, and it never made it to the crock because there was such a huge stone base underneath the floor that it could take 1,000 gallons.
It never came into the basement. It just absorbed under the basement floor.
Mm-hmm.
Wow!
It just sat in the stone base underneath the basement floor. So that can happen, but it can get tested. It costs about between $450 and $550 to have it tested. It takes about 3 hours or so, and a lot of people will do those tests because they're going to put in a rec room, so they want a peace of mind. Or buyers will request them a lot when they're going to purchase a home because they have plans for the basement, right? And the home inspector, like David from Best Home Inspections, call something out, and and then people want that tested.
If we see the bottom, is your basement block or concrete?
It's concrete.
Concrete, yeah. So usually we see it on the block wall. That bottom course of block is stained literally all the way around, not just in the corners where downspouts are, but all the way along the wall, and that's a strong indication of a drain tile problem.
But I think you do bring up a good point. Does the crock affect it? I would say
the location
more so in an older home, because yours at 7, it probably has formadrain. In formadrain,
it does, yeah.
Yeah, so formadrain's not pitched. It's not pitched when it's put in. That's just purely a rise level of the groundwater.
Water seeks its own level.
So my guess is it's probably okay. It's probably good. But if you really need a peace of mind, then you can call us so we can test it. There's other people that can test it too. But then if you're looking for a peace of mind, then I would go that route.
Okay, perfect. That's been very helpful. Really appreciate it.
Right. You know what I also do? Even though there's all those cobwebs in there, I would get a couple gallons or 5-gallon buckets of water and fill that crock up and make that pump work. Don't just lift the float and listen to it make a noise. You want it to actually pump water to make sure it works. So that if it does need to work, it does work.
That is true. And what I would suggest is don't hook a hose up to your water heater.
That story coming up soon.
Yes, right.
There's more to it.
All right.
You're laughing now while you're driving, I can tell, but you'll be laughing in about 2 minutes when you hear that story.
Brett, thanks for listening.
Night.
We are going to get to that story right now, actually. What did you do yesterday? Was it yesterday?
Yeah. So I was telling the guys in between the commercial break that I've had an alarm going off on my pumping system. So we put these really sophisticated battery backups in. So an alarm will go off like a smoke detector alarm. Something's funky. So mine's been going off and I'm not kidding you guys. Got people come in, I'm perfect. Yeah, I'm not perfect. So what happens is that alarm's been going off, and I know why the alarm goes off, because there's 2 floats in the particular one we install. So the primary float wasn't kicking on, so it's going up to a secondary float, which means, hey, you got to check this out because something's wrong with the primary float.
Right.
Well, and what happens is at my house, there's a high degree of sediment in the water, so it'll calcify and hold the bobber down. So I'm like, I got home yesterday. I'm like, I'm going to fix this thing because it was raining a lot, and the alarm's going to be going off at night. Plus, I was getting yelled at, basically. It was the biggest thing from my wife because she's sick of hearing that thing. So I go down to test it. Well, I go down, do the thing, change out the float, and then I'm going to run water through the system just to make sure the float's working and the pumps are kicking on. And I don't have stationary tub in my basement, so I went and hooked the hose up to the water heater, which is kind of around a corner. You kind of got to go around this corner. And so I hooked the hose up to it, and I stick it in the crock in, and I'm like messing around. And at first the water wouldn't come out of the water heater, so I'm nervous because, like David said, sometimes those things won't shut off once they turn on. I'm like, oh, this is funky, and all of a sudden, poof, the thing surges, the water surges out, and I'm like, this is cool. All of a sudden, I go to turn around, and I'm walking back to the sump crock. The hose had popped out, and
it's like a fire hose that's spraying everywhere.
Spraying all over my basement. So I start screaming, and I panic for a second, and I'm running back to the water heater, and I'm turning that off. Oh, it was a mess.
Scalding hot water, too.
It was scalding hot, sediment-filled, rusty water from the bottom of my water
Don't do this
heater.
at home. No.
Don't do this at home. This is a lesson learned for all you children out there. Don't do this at home.
Run a hose from the outside all the way down, or buckets?
Yes.
What do you suggest?
Yeah, I should have just. I could have did something. Yeah.
If you have the utility sink, usually the faucet has threads on it.
This mine doesn't, but I have another connection I could have went to upstairs, and I could have just ran it through this window and whatever. It was. Yeah, lesson learned.
But it was raining out.
You had a good story for today.
Yeah.
It was perfect. It was meant to be. 855-616-1620, the WTMJ Talking text line. Chris Mancuso from Accurate Basement Repair. We have a couple segments left. Get your questions in. It is the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
Hey, former radio wake-up guy Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. If that recent cold snap made you think that now is the time to replace those drafty old windows, then now is a good time to call Hometown Windows and Doors. Save heating costs now, cooling dollars down the road with energy-efficient replacement windows and doors from Hometown. Hometown offers the brands you trust like Anderson, Pella, Marvin, Softlight, and more in wood, vinyl, and fiberglass. And all of their products are installed by employee carpenters. Plus, Hometown is the area's only Pella Platinum and Marvin authorized replacement company. Hometown's dedicated consultants can guide you to the best fit and value for your home and your remodeling dollar. Stop in at their newly remodeled showroom in New Berlin and see the Hometown difference for yourself. Or call them for a no-pressure in-home consultation, 414-329-1200, or visit them at hometownwindows.com. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Annex Wealth Management, investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning from a fee-only fiduciary. Forget commission sales pitches and financial products you don't need. Know the difference. Annex provides elite, comprehensive financial planning customized to who you are and what you need. AnnexWealth.com.
Hi folks, this is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. At BBC, we sell all the top brands of lights and ceiling fans, such as Visual Comfort, Monte Carlo, and hundreds more. We get every brand, and our prices are the lowest. I personally guarantee it. At our award-winning showroom, you'll also find special factory closeouts with lights and fans priced well below their original cost. At this year's NBA Parade of Homes, August 10th to September 2nd, you'll see more of our lights and fans in most every model home. Our showroom is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday 10 to 4, located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
Call with your problem. We'll try to solve it. It's the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
Cloudy, chance of afternoon showers, a high of 78 today. Dayton Kane, David Nason, and Chris Mancuso from Accurate Basement Repair on with you. It's 71 currently in Milwaukee. What do you have in your hand there, David Nason?
So with foundation walls, we always talk about measuring them. Some people don't measure them, but in home inspectors in our area, we generally at least measure them. And I've been using a level, a 4-foot level that I've had for a while. But my good friend Tom Feza has had this level for quite some time, and he very kindly finally passed it on to me. And so if you're watching on the stream here, it looks like a 4-foot level, which is really kind of generic and everything. But the really cool thing about it is that both ends extend out to 8 feet. So I can actually measure.
Ooh, just makes it.
Yep. Measure an 8-foot wall with this level, and then it compacts down to 4 feet again.
That's pretty slick.
This particular brand or kind is not made anymore, so I was really looking forward to getting it from Tom. Thank you, Tom, for passing it on to me. I will take good care of it and use it, and someday maybe pass it on to somebody else. So
that is awesome.
Yeah, Chris, you guys use lasers to measure walls, maybe a little more accurately, or you can get in areas where that might be blocked by shelving or something.
Yeah, and you don't have to carry a big old level. Yeah,
but you got to carry a laser. But I mean,
got in my tool.
But that's the difference. I'm a home inspector, a generalist. I know quite a bit about foundation walls and things, but I am not that expert that you would be or an engineer would be.
Absolutely, and that's why when we talked about in the previous segment about getting that home inspection before you buy the house, and again, if you've bought in the house, to get that inspection, because they'll bring the tools. The inspector will bring the tools and measure and do.
When you say you're measuring, what are you measuring?
Oh, that's a good question. Basically, measuring if the wall is bowing in. So usually you got cracks 3, 4, or so, depending on how far your house is out of the ground. 3, 4, 5 courses down, that's going to be right about where the frost line is. If you have a horizontal crack, that usually, not always, but usually indicates that the wall is kind of bowing in, bending, or if the wall's leaning in, if the whole wall leaned in. So we look for deflection.
So that's a good point. So like we had mentioned in the previous segment too about taking your flashlight down, looking for water spots, you're also looking at the walls, looking for cracks. And some of the more predominant spots to look for are off of the windows, because they'll break kind of off the corners of the windows a lot of times. And reason is just it has to do with the way the masonry construction's done, and then also around frost lines. So that's usually about, again, depending how deep your foundation is next to grade, but take a peek at that. Look for the long ones also. But if you see some cracks, and
step cracks coming out of the corner,
don't freak out. Again, even though it's very rare that I go to a basement and it doesn't have cracks in it. You just
block walls.
Yeah, block walls. Even poured walls. We'll see fractures and shrinkage cracks and poured walls. So we had a call the other day about several cracks in a poured wall, and I almost had to talk them out of fixing it, because some of that's normal. I mean, if you're going to finish it, then I would suggest you may want to get, again, on a poured wall, a 2-part polyurethane crack injection to be proactive, because once it's finished, it's finished. You can't see anything anymore. But take a look downstairs again, like David had just talked about. That's why we brought up the measuring tool. Is you don't necessarily have to measure it as a consumer, but you should be conscientious of those cracks. And again, if you see some displacement, it's very hard to see. But if it makes you nervous, then you just call and make an appointment. Just make an appointment, and we'll come out and measure.
How do they do that?
414-744-6900. That's 414-744-6900. So those of you driving, try not to write that down. Otherwise, just look us up, accuratebasementrepair.com.
All right, we're going to take our final break. When we come back, a couple more texts to get to. It is the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
Miss any of the truth on WTMJ?
I'm representing the bull.
Maybe there's something wrong with me.
Catch the podcast wherever you get your podcasts and catch up on moments like this.
John, if you wanted to come on the show, All you had to do, you didn't have to make Biden quit to come on the show.
And listen to The Truth on WTMJ every Sunday from 7 until 9 with Dr. Ken Harris and Denise Thomas, right here on 620 WTMJ.
David Nason here for my friend Chris Mancuso of Accurate Basement Repair. With the monsoon rains we've been having, it's so important to protect the value of your home by paying close attention to your basement. Any sign of moisture on your walls or your foundation could mean big trouble. A musty-smelling basement, as we've been talking, is a sure sign water has made its way where it does not belong. As a home inspector, I can tell firsthand, do not procrastinate. Have your basement looked at right away. It'll save you money. Contact Accurate Basement Repair for a free estimate or visit accuratebasementrepair.com.
These are powerful, FDA-approved pharmacological pain treatments precisely administered by an easy injection to the root source of your pain. Positive patient outcomes are over 91%. And we do this conveniently. The entire process is performed in office, so it's very easy for our patients.
Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, with the help of some of the finest pain relief physicians in the country, have helped bring their proprietary pain treatment formula to the forefront of pain relief medicine. Having performed over 100,000 pain treatments and counting, patient results have shown again and again that pain relief is possible in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees, with some patients' pain relief lasting more than 2 years.
We're in network with almost all major insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, and this could mean zero out-of-pocket costs for your pain relief treatment.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Are you in need of expert exterior renovations? Look no further than Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 22 years, we've been the trusted name in roofing, siding, windows, doors, and gutter replacements.
I couldn't be happier with the new roof Ridgetop Exteriors installed. It's like having a brand new home.
The team at Ridgetop Exteriors made upgrading my siding a breeze. Quality work and friendly service.
With a track record of excellence, we take pride in transforming houses into dream homes. Visit us today at ridgetopexteriors.com for a free consultation. Ridgetop Exteriors, your trusted local affordable partners.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey! Summer painting can be brutal. If you're tired of painting year after year, go Rhino. One homeowner said they had a contemporary stucco finish with fading paint that was starting to look like garbage. So they went with Rhino Shield after discovering it's better than paint. Thanks to Rhino Shield, they saw savings on their energy bills. And your home's exterior doesn't matter. Wood, brick, steel, and even vinyl. You won't have to paint again for 25 years, guaranteed. Right now, get $1,500 off with 12 months same as cash financing. Visit rhinoshieldwis.com or call 262-483-2566.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Like a user's manual on the radio, it's the Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
Nice. User's manual. Right here, sitting next to me, David Nason, expert inspector here. We have Chris Mancuso, all about basement repair, accurate basement repair.
And the resident rock star here.
That's right. Got a text that says Dayton Kane's a rock star, so thank you for whoever sent that in. I don't recognize
Who are you sending the money to?
It's not my mom. I know that. All right, couple texts here to get to, and then we'll wrap it up here, guys. What do you recommend as far as where to set the float on a sump pump if it's running a lot? We're in a very wet area, underground, high water table.
So, you know, it depends how deep your crack is, but again, essentially you want to keep the water level below the inlet of the drain tile. So that tubing that comes into your sump crack, and a sump crack's just all it is a pail, and drain tile is just tubing that has perforation in it. If it's older, it's concrete chunk or concrete 1 foot concrete pieces of tubing or pipe. But again, you want to try to keep that water level below that. And
Why below the inlets?
So the reason you want to keep it below the inlets, if you have a large event or an event that's, you want to have that water exit as quickly as possible.
Well, you don't want the drain tile to be filled with water all the time so it can take on water.
Correct. Yep.
Kind of like a deep tunnel project. Oh.
Yeah, kind of. That's funny.
We'll leave
But
that alone.
A couple people going, what is that?
Yeah.
Deep tunnel here in Milwaukee. But I keep it below if you can. Some people are like, oh my God, if I keep it that low, it goes off all the time. Yeah, I know, but it's supposed to go off a lot.
Right.
Just, mine does too at my own house. My sunk Crocs run. It could be January 8th, and it could be 18 below zero, and my pumps are running.
Mine's running too.
And running a lot, if it's a good pump, it shouldn't be a problem. I think it's probably more of a problem when pumps don't run much. They just sit there and get crusty and rusty and everything, then they can't run.
Our pumps, if they don't run, the ones we install, they cycle once a week.
Oh,
really?
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. They cycle once a week.
That's just to make sure that parts keep. It's a mechanical piece of equipment, and if it doesn't run, it's going to get stuck. Just like garbage disposals, they get stuck because they're not used and everything.
Or
They get
your
all rusty
brain.
inside. Or your brain, your muscles, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Let's get to one final text here before we wrap it up. Does Accurate Basement Repair do radon removal mitigation work?
We do not.
Who do you
not.
recommend? Anybody in particular?
We don't. David would be a good resource for that.
Well, Lifetime Radon.
Okay.
Out in, they're Lifetime Home Services, I think now. They've gotten into other things, but if you do a search, Lifetime Radon Solutions. They did my system way back in 2014.
All right. Let's wrap it up. We've got about a minute and a half. Tell us how people get in touch with you and what you're all going to be able to help them with.
Again, accuratebasementrepair.com or 414-744-6900. That's 414-744-6900. When you call on in, just be a little patient. It's not like I'm running Johnson Controls over there. It's, we have a small, interior staff because people are like, oh my gosh, I called, no one's calling back. Yeah, it's not like I have people sitting on the sidelines, especially when it rains.
Yeah, this busy season.
And it gets busy, and then all of a sudden when there's not raining and everyone's, twiddling their thumbs. So it again, just be patient and, hey, get back to me. If it's an emergency, then say, yeah, it's an emergency. And then we'll torque it up. So keep that in mind.
Don't be the boy that cried wolf and say it's an emergency when it's not, right?
Well, yeah, and some people don't know if it's an emergency, so just explain to the
more detail you can leave on the message, the better.
Maybe Dawn or Aaron or Andrea. But
your people are experienced; they know when it's an emergency.
Yeah, we don't have any and nothing wrong with 20-year-olds, but it's not like I employ 20-year-olds there, and there's nothing wrong with it. But I did go to someone's house again this week. Firefighter just bought first house and only 22 years old.
Nice.
And it's an old house in West Dallas, but yeah, it should be pretty exciting. Yeah, we're excited. We're going to do the basement repair there. So
always good to have you on the show.
Yes, great to see you, Chris.
Yes, gentlemen, have a blessed weekend.
Thanks, you too.
You as well. David, you here next week?
Absolutely.
All right, we'll see you then. We do it every Saturday at 7 o'clock. The Fix It Show coming up next, the Fox World Travel Show, and we'll check in with Eric Bildstad in the WTMJ Breaking News Center.
This has been the Fix It Show on WTMJ, presented by J&B Construction and Siding Unlimited. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests, and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
Your home can be more maintenance-free when you rely on J&B.
This is Tom Feza. When I have a roofing question, I contact Scott Klein, owner of J&B Construction, provider of high-quality exterior home improvement products and services since 1958.
Thanks, Tom. Between the two of us, we've seen hundreds of failed roofs, along with the unfortunate consequences of water damage. Poor workmanship, improper product usage, lack of ventilation, inferior flashing detail, and loss of control due to subcontractors are some of the most common reasons for roofs failing. At J&B, our objective is not just to sell another roof. We want to educate our clients. When J&B's experienced sales staff achieves that goal, our roof systems sell themselves.
For a complimentary roof evaluation, call Scott at 262-437-0537 or visit jnbconstruction.com.
Your home can be more maintenance-free when you rely on J&B.
Do you remember that electric moment when you suddenly realized that she was the one?
The one you were going to love forever.
The one you'd been waiting your whole life to meet.
She is the one.
The one.
Now it's time to find the one engagement ring that sparkles like she does.
Come to Kessler's Diamonds. We have a collection of incredibly special diamond engagement rings called the One Collection.
You need one special engagement ring for the one woman you will ever love.
Kessler's Diamonds is the one jewelry store where you can find the One Collection.
And Kessler's is the one store that offers the world-famous, no excuses, no fine print, lifetime warranty on every diamond engagement ring we sell.
We have the freedom to do this for you because Kessler's Diamonds is the one diamond store owned by its employees.
The One Collection starts at just $550.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at ACCUNET.com.
Let's hope those boys from Cleveland don't let their guard down.
3-2 pitch. Struck him out swinging. Got a fastball.
The Brewers take on the Guardians at American Family Field. Our coverage starts tonight at 5 with Brewers warm-up. We are your